the key to staying healthy after 70. But what if I told you doctors are now warning against it? Walking is often praised as a great way to stay active. But what if relying on it as your only form of exercise is actually accelerating aging rather than slowing it down? The truth is, as you age, your body requires more than just walking to maintain strength, balance, and joint health. Over-reliance on walking while neglecting other essential movements can lead to muscle loss, joint strain, and even an increased risk of falls. That's why experts now advise that after 70, you should walk less and focus on 5 key areas of fitness instead. These areas are the real secret to maintaining strength, energy, and independence well into your later years. In this video, we'll break down these 5 crucial exercises that can enhance mobility, protect your bones, and even add years to your life. Stick with me until the end, because the last tip is something very few people talk about, yet it plays a major role in longevity. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. If you find this information helpful, type 1 in the comments. If you think it could be improved, type 0 to let me know how I can create better content for you. 1. Strength training to preserve muscle mass. Fast walking is beneficial for mobility, but if it's your only form of exercise, you could be at risk for muscle loss. After 70, one of the biggest threats to independence is sarcopenia, the gradual decline of muscle mass. The problem? Walking alone does little to counteract this process, as it mainly engages the lower body without providing the resistance needed to maintain muscle strength. This is why doctors emphasize strength training as a top priority for older adults. Strength training not only counteracts muscle loss, but also improves balance and helps prevent falls. If you can still carry a heavy grocery bag without struggling, stand up from a chair without using your hands, or easily open a tight jar, that's a great sign your muscles are functioning well. But if these tasks have become difficult, it's a warning that your muscle strength may be declining, often without you even realizing it. Consider Robert, a 74-year-old who walked daily, thinking it was enough to stay healthy. One day he struggled to lift a box that once felt light and found it harder to stand up from the couch. Initially, he blamed aging, but his doctor explained that muscle loss accelerates without resistance exercises. So, Robert incorporated basic strength training, using resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and light dumbbell exercises. Within a few months, he felt noticeably stronger, more stable, and more energetic. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. Simple exercises such as resistance band workouts, counter push-ups, or even lifting household objects can make a huge difference. The key is progressive resistance, continuously challenging your muscles to keep them active and engaged. Beyond just maintaining strength, studies show that preserving muscle mass is linked to longer life expectancy, better mobility, and even improved brain health. Want to test your current strength level? Try this. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's a great sign. If not, it might be time to start prioritizing strength training. The good news? It's never too late to start. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. If you still rely solely on walking for exercise, consider this your wake-up call. Muscle is the key to longevity, and after 70, it's one of the most valuable things you can protect. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, comment 1 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's move on to the next critical area of fitness. 2. Balance and stability exercises to prevent falls. And that's something most people don't realize. until it's too late. After 70, fall prevention becomes one of the most important aspects of staying healthy and independent. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults, and many happen not because of weak legs but due to poor balance. If you aren't actively training your balance, you might be unknowingly increasing your risk of stumbles, trips, and dangerous falls. You might think, "I've been walking my whole life, so my balance must be fine." But balance isn't something that stays strong automatically. It gradually declines unless you actively work on it. Walking doesn't challenge the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance-specific exercises do. If your balance weakens, even a small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months or even years to recover from. Think about the last time you stood on one foot while putting on a sock or reached for something on a high shelf. Did you feel steady, or did you have to grab onto something? Many people don't realize their balance is slipping until they experience a near fall, one that leaves them shaken and cautious with every step. That's what happened to Edward, 76. He was always active, but one day, while stepping off a curb, his foot landed at an odd angle, and he suddenly lost his balance. He caught himself just in time, but that moment made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor advised him to practice simple balance exercises, such as standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and practicing controlled movements. Within weeks, he noticed he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident in his movements. Balance exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts can dramatically improve your stability. And the benefits go beyond just avoiding falls. Better balance means better posture, stronger reflexes, and improved coordination, making every movement feel more effortless and controlled. Want to test your balance? Try this. Stand near a counter for safety and lift one foot off the ground. See if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this feels easy, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it's a sign your balance may need some work, and the sooner you start, the better. Balance is one of those things you don't think about until it's too late. But training it now can keep you strong and independent for years to come. So, if you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to start prioritizing balance. Because the best way to prevent a fall isn't just to stay active, it's to train your body to stay steady. 3. Flexibility and mobility. Exercises to keep joints healthy. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for flexibility. And that's something that becomes critically important after 70. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless can start feeling restricted. If you've ever noticed that turning your head feels tighter than before, or that bending down to tie your shoe isn't as easy as it used to be, that's a sign your flexibility is declining. And when your mobility starts to shrink, so does your independence. The problem is that many people don't realize how important mobility is until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch muscles fully or engage all the different movement patterns your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active.